Hey y'all, what's up, man? It's Keith Pierce, and this is Long Lost Hustle. And today, my third video, I'm gonna give you a little backstory about where I come from and basically just where I'm trying to go. So, I'm going to go ahead and get off into it. So, I seen this video earlier, like maybe 20 minutes ago, and the video happened to be a high school video, footage of a football, like a play that we had. And it was the last play, and quarterback threw an interception, and it was floated, and the guy got it, but he really didn't get the interception. But high school, they don't do replays, so you know how that goes. Anyway, or if you don't, then whatever. Anyway, so I started thinking about it, and I started thinking about, like, man, this guy, he was a sophomore, I was a sophomore, he played varsity, I was on JV, and I was like, man, he was good, I was good, but he playing with his dad, I'm just playing for a regular high school team. And I started trying to figure out, like, what's the difference between him and me? And I started thinking, and nothing against the guy. And, obviously, I'm not going to say anything, but nothing against him at all. He did his thing, he's always had talent. So, long story short, I've always been, I guess you can say, less privileged. Didn't really have money, grandma and grandpa, made ends meet. They did what they had to do, taking care of us, me and my brother at the time. And I'm coming out of Miguel, Texas, man. So faith, family, football is really what they go by. Or any other sport that you're playing, but faith comes first, family comes second, and everybody up there stays dedicated. And me coming from that background of everybody being dedicated, it just has me like, man. I had a pretty good background, I guess you could say. But growing up with grandparents, they can't always teach you and show you the ropes, because they're already at a certain age where they can't really go outside with you, or they can't really show you things that are happening now, or happening at the time where it's supposed to happen. So I think what really got me is being less privileged and not having enough all the time, and going through that, those trials and tribulations as I guess from the time I was born till I was a high school student. It was just really difficult because you don't have that normal motivation that everybody has. You got the regular family, that wife, wife, husband, they're taking care of the kids, and they both work, and they both have regular state incomes, both have 401ks, the whole nine. And then you have the other family, which is either a single parent or grandparents taking care of kids, and they don't always have enough. Now, that's not the problem. The problem lies where the motivation doesn't start, because you start seeing signs of, like, especially for me, I started seeing signs that I couldn't do certain things the right way. Like, I love competition, absolutely, love it. But when it came down to me competing at a certain level, I would always shut down. And I would always shut down. Like, I don't understand why I did, but I knew that there was a certain reason as to why I had to overcome it. Now, for the most part, I was, really, really competitive. I mean, I always wanted to play ball. 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, playing ball. Really, really good at what I did. But when it came down to me competing against people who were just as good as me, it was good. People better than me, same thing. I can compete well, but I didn't have that extra motivation. I didn't have somebody in my ear like, you know what? You got what it takes. But if you do this, this, then that, you'll be all right. I didn't have anybody on me 24/7. Man, not even just 5 days a week, like on a regular basis, maybe an hour every day. But I never had anybody tell me that. Then you have your coaches, you have your teachers, you have your counselors, your parents and all that. But it's that certain role where people just don't, they're not trying to build you up. They're not trying to build you up in a way of where you can actually succeed. People talk to kids and they're just talking to them. Kids don't want to hear that. And me as a child, when, not even just as a child, but me as a teenager, I was looking for somebody to be like, hey, you're really good at this. Let's do this. Let's have a camp. Let's set this up. Let's make this work because you're good at what you do. And if you just stay focused and just do the things that you're supposed to do each and every day, follow this regimen, follow this plan, you'll be all right. Now, if I had heard that, it would have been totally different. And I think my competitive edge would have elevated itself. It would have elevated itself. So I think, just going off of that, it just really showed me, like, man, like then I'll go back and I'll look at the video of the guy and myself, and I said, you know what? He was privileged. He had that competitive edge because he was pushed. He's probably pushed way past his limits, and he probably understood the game at a different level. And not only at a different level, but I'm guessing his dad or his mom or whoever was, really just helping him out, understood the game at a different level, and got him to realize that it's imperative for you to take the precautions. It's imperative for you to go to practice every day and practice hard. It's imperative for you to go to class and listen. It's imperative for you to stay after school for extracurricular activities if you so choose, because it's going to push you ahead in life. It's imperative for you to study, because if you don't study, there's no way you're going to know. Now, obviously, your teachers can say, hey, go to class, study after school. Nobody listen to that. I didn't listen to it. I mean, I did listen to it for the most part. My grandma kind of, threatened me, hey, you better do it, or, it's going to be a whooping time. So, I mean, for me, it was more like, I better do it, or, I'm going to see that belt, and I'm not trying to see that belt. Me and my brother were terrified of that belt. But, for the most part, my grandma instilled, be a man, take care of things, do what you have to do. It was more about life. It was more about just surviving, really. And, God rest her soul, but she really just like instilled that into me and my siblings, just because of the simple fact that we didn't really have that, that background that everybody else has of a perfect family. But it's okay, and I knew then that there was a problem, and that we didn't have everything, we didn't always have enough, but we made it. And I'm like, I'm sitting here now, I have 2 beautiful children, I have a lady also, and I go through day to day, and I write quotes, and I share motivation with people, and for the most part, I see that just giving somebody just a little bit of motivation each and every day. It's not even about motivation. It's just telling somebody, hey man, you got this. Why are you slacking? Stand on somebody's head, just let them know, man, you don't need to be doing that, man. You need to step it up a little bit. I don't know what it is you're doing. I don't know if you need to hear this, but you're finna hear it. And I just give it to them real. And I knew back then that I had talent, but I didn't have the competitive edge. And it took me up until, a couple years ago. Like, if you don't have it, you'll just fall behind. And it's not even just about being just competitive. It's not even just, having an edge, and it's more like embrace yourself and know that, everything comes with a price. Nothing comes free in life. So if you're not working towards it, you're just, staying idle, and nobody wants to be complacent. Nobody wants to make very little money, paying high bills. You want to live in a community where your kids can grow up. You want to live in a community where, the crime rate is low. You want to live in a community where you can go outside and not have to worry about, problems starting, or, gunfire, or, stuff like that. But for me, it was just like, I didn't have it because I didn't have that extra push. So when I started seeing a lot of people that were higher than me, competitive wise, I would give up. And that's honest truth. I would give up. Man, I can't do this. And I would get nervous, or I start sweating, I'm sweating everywhere. I'm like, oh man, like what the hell's going on? I can't do this. Ain't no way I can do this. But what really pushed me over the edge is, like, the same person he's just like me. He breathes the same way I do. He breathes the same way I do. He gets up, he eats. He goes to bed at night, he goes to work, same way I do. How come I can't have it? How come I can't push myself? You didn't have it back then, but that doesn't mean that you can't push yourself to put yourself in a position where you can overcome that. Give yourself that. You give yourself that. You know what? No, we didn't have enough. You know what? Yes, your grandparents were older. Yeah, you didn't always have it. Now, granted, don't get me wrong. I think my brother had it a whole lot better than I did. He went to state powerlifting. He was in the military. That's what we got. This is not me. This ain't me. Anyway, yeah, he was in the military. Honorable. He what is it again? He went to college and graduated. Got his bachelor's, got his master's. He was on the Dean's List for America like maybe 3-4 years in a row. Insane. He did his thing. And as an African male, you can see, as an African American male, you get up every day, and I think about today. What can I do today that I didn't do yesterday that I can elevate my game? Because in the times that we have now, it's time for me to, step out and do what I need to do. Because what I needed to do back then was not even a necessity. It was just like, you can if you want, but you don't have to. But now it's like, it's a sheer necessity. You have to do it now because duty calls. And it's not just for the kids. It's not just for me. It's for the person I used to be. Because that God relies on me to be who I am, to stay true to who I am. And from even from the bad coming, even from not having this or not having that, even from that, I think that I owe myself just that, because I wasn't always like I was always competitive, but I wasn't always like ready to go. I was always too timid. But as soon as I learned that, and a couple years back, I just knew that you can do it, but you have to put yourself in a position where, like, you're gonna thrive. You're gonna thrive off of it. You have to. You have to do your absolute best. You can't just accept. You can't accept failure at any point in time. Now you're gonna fail at times, but you can't accept it. If somebody tells you, well, you're not capable, it is what it is. You can think whatever you want to, but I'm gonna run right through you. And you're gonna have to deal with that every single time. Now, like I said, from going back to the video to now, it's just like, I didn't have that edge. But I have the edge more than anything because I know that it's not what people tell you, it's what you tell yourself. It's not what, it's not how people guide you, it's how you guide yourself. I didn't need, somebody sitting there telling me that, well, man, I don't know, man, you're not good. Maybe if you do this, I don't know. Maybe I don't need that. I need somebody to straight up telling me, hey, this is what you need to work on. You're not good at this, you're not good at that, let's go. I'm a straight shooter, so if you tell me like it is, I'll do exactly what you need me to do. And I've always been, if I haven't been the person that had the edge, I've always been the person that if you give me an opportunity, I'll make the best of the opportunity, the best I possibly can, and I'll probably shoot past your limits. And that's what I can tell anybody. So for those of you out there that are, struggling with, oh man, I didn't have it back in the day, and I didn't have I wasn't pushed the right way, or I didn't have the right teachings, or man, please look at this video, man. I'm telling you right now, I've been through it. I've dealt with it. I've dealt with it all, man. I've had a lot of rough edges around the way, man. And I tell you right now, it took me to really just get through it, and to know that you're strong. You're stronger than you think you are. You're way stronger than you think you are. But you have to tap into that level. You have to stop thinking what everybody's thinking. You have to be self-aware of who you are. And you have to stop, accepting whatever everybody says about you. Because people are going to talk. People are going to say this, people are going to say that. But that's just somebody's opinion. Why should somebody's opinion shape who you are as a person? That it wouldn't shape me. Not today. I go to work every day. I take care of my business. And one thing I know about myself is I don't need people telling me that I can't and that I'm not capable of. Because I know what I'm capable of. And I know who I am. And I know what I'm fighting for. Don't worry about it. That's just a dog in the back. Anyway, like I said, man, I really go off for that now. And just being the person I am today and knowing what I come from, I'm proud of that. There's nothing in my mind and my heart that says that you should be different. You should feel different. Everything tells me that I should be proud of who I am. I should be proud that I didn't have. Because it only makes me stronger now. It only makes me more fearless. It only makes me have more pride in myself. It makes me look back and say, you know what? Day by didn't meet. I'm going to push past that. Because I know I have it within. So for those of you who have it within, take on that fight, no matter what it is. Don't sit there and let something get you down. If you went through it back in the day, man, just let it pass, because it will come to pass. And then it will subside. So just keep on working, keep on fighting, and no matter what, shout all that out. Everybody got that stuff in your ear. I got a dog on my ear, but that's not stopping me from talking. Got this dog on my ear, but that's not stopping me from talking. You got people on the outside, you got people on the inside, you got people right here, people behind you. That should not shape you. You let them keep talking while you keep working. And I promise you get where you want to be. This is Keith Pierce. This is Long Lost Hustle. And I'm out.